Players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them.
Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
Cathy Engelbert is an absolute disgrace. Napheesa Collier just put Cathy on a grill and showed the amount of ego and delusion.
The nuking of WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert.
People had already known that allegedly there was a hidden agenda to attack Caitlin Clark.
So Napheesa Collier just went scorched earth on WNBA leadership and Cathy Engelbert.
Napheesa Collier sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Her blunt words left Cathy Engelbert embarrassed and exposed the truth about Caitlin Clark that can't be covered up anymore.
Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs.
Told you.
I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
Collier shared Engelbert's alleged response when pressed on player pay. Caitlin should be grateful she makes $60 million off the court because without the WNBA, she wouldn't make anything. The remark stunned both players and fans, painting Engelbert as dismissive of Clark's true value.
In that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us. The league believes it succeeds despite its players, not because of them. I have the privilege of watching my husband run a league where he has to balance 100 different things at once. I won't pretend the job is easy, but even with all of that on his plate, he always takes the time to reach out to players when he sees an injury, whether it's unrivaled or even during the WNBA season.
In her statement, Collier repeated Engelbert's words almost verbatim. Caitlin should be grateful she made $16 million off the court because without the platform the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. Many players were left shocked and furious by the comment.
These statements are possibly historic from Napheesa Collier, if you really think about it. When you talk about where the league is right now versus where it was and where it could be heading. She goes right for the head of the commissioner right before the CBA. And a few things. This official thing, I've been talking about it. It's been bubbling and now it's reached a crescendo. And of course, that kind of started with Caitlin Clark and a lot of the new fans who came in and were like, WTF.
According to Collier, Engelbert went even further, saying, players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. Fans quickly noted that Engelbert never publicly denied making these remarks, which only deepened the perception of her dismissive leadership.
By the way, she is reading. She's not paraphrasing. She is reading. And I love how Cathy Engelbert never denied it. She never denied she basically said, I want to help the players. She never denied a single word. She never denied a single word that Fee says here.
Collier also revealed that Engelbert brushed off concerns about rookie contracts, insisting Caitlin Clark's endorsements only exist because of the WNBA platform, ignoring the fact that Clark had multi-million-dollar offers lined up even before she joined the league.
Collier added, I also asked WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert during a discussion earlier this year how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years, per a video from Fox 9, Minneapolis, St. Paul's YouTube account. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything, Collier added.
The backlash was immediate. Critics blasted Engelbert for dismissing complaints with only losers whine about refs, while simultaneously insisting Caitlin Clark owed her fame to the WNBA. To many, the comments revealed Engelbert as arrogant and out of touch.
When the fans are talking about it all the time, when the players are talking about it all the time, when the coaches are coming together, rival coaches all coming together at the same time to stand unified. There's no win for Stephanie White supporting Cheryl Reeve. There's no win for Becky Hammond also getting fined by supporting Cheryl Reeve. Now, did Cheryl Reeve react for different reasons potentially with her player being injured? Absolutely.
Analysts warned that her remarks weren't just insulting, but reckless, minimizing Clark's unprecedented individual impact. Collier's decision to air these quotes publicly humiliated Engelbert and thrust her leadership into question.
But what's truly unsustainable is keeping a good product on the floor while allowing officials to lose control of games. Fans see it every night. Coaches, both winning and losing, point it out every night in pregame and postgame media. Yet leadership just issues fines and looks the other way. They ignore the issues that everyone inside the game is begging to be fixed. That is negligence. At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league.
Sophie Cunningham didn't hold back either, firing back. People only know Cathy because of Caitlin. She's the most delusional leader our league has ever had and never should have been commissioner in the first place. Fans rallied behind Sophie, fully aware her words might cost her fines.
This comment got put up on social media. Caitlin Clark should be grateful. She makes $16 million off of the WNBA. Oh. Sophie Cunningham responded, people only know Cathy because of Caitlin. She's the most delusional leader our league has seen and shouldn't, in caps, ever be about our commissioner in the first place. Absolutely.
Collier also revealed Engelbert told players they should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal. The crowd's reaction was explosive. As one blogger put it, this is the kind of language that makes people stop watching the WNBA. For fans, it felt like nothing less than a public humiliation of Clark and the athletes themselves.
And why are we talking about the $16 million anyway? You giving her less than $100,000. Why are you worrying about what she's making? Cathy, you're crazy. And you're envious and you're jealous of Caitlin Clark. You want to be known as the person who kept the WNBA afloat. That's what this shit is about. That's what shit about. And you know it's not true. You know it's Clark. Asia Wilson got wild championships, all that. And we still talking about Clark as the face of the WNBA.
Sophie Cunningham's words reverberated across the league. People only know Cathy because of Caitlin. She's the most delusional leader our league has ever seen. The remark struck a chord, with many fans agreeing that Engelbert's jealousy of Clark was fueling the growing controversy.
People only know Cathy because of Caitlin. She's the most delusional leader our league has ever seen. And it shouldn't even be about our commissioner in the first place. He's not wrong about that. It is very clear that Cathy Engelbert is pissed off that she's not the face of the league. That Cathy herself is not the face of the league.
Ahead of a playoff elimination game, Lexi Hull publicly sided with Collier, saying she stood by her statement 100%. Fever coach Stephanie White also praised Collier, highlighting her as part of a league filled with strong women unafraid to speak out for change.
We spoke with a few players, Lexi Hull being one of them, and she said that she was really proud of the statement that Collier made and that she, quote, agrees with everything she said. Stephanie White, the coach of the Fever, who also is a former player in the league, said that she also has a lot of respect for Collier and that she is thankful that Collier, is part of the league of really strong women.
Analysts suggested Collier's explosive comments pulled back the curtain on a deeper problem. To them, Engelbert's hostility toward Caitlin Clark was not an isolated incident, but a reflection of a larger agenda. Fans echoed this sentiment, noting how Clark had already lost support since joining the WNBA, a clear sign of the damage caused by the commissioner's approach.
There's going to be hell to pay for the treatment Caitlin had received and for all of these disrespectful stuff that has been going on. Because I'm telling you right now, this whole situation is looking spooky. Caitlin Clark got a potential lawsuit of a lifetime. We got to think about the amount of fans Caitlin Clark has lost due to her joining this league. Yes, she lost fans from joining this league, guys. Caitlin Clark was essentially a bigger star in college than what she currently is in the W.
Collier's fiery remarks signaled that the league was cracking down. The transcript captured the moment. Napheesa Collier right there. She just cooked them, while also pointing out that her ties to a rival league may have triggered her punishment.
Oh, the officiating's great. Nothing to see here. They got handed a golden goose with Caitlin Clark, and the league has done everything possible to fuck it up. Think about this. They're having Napheesa Collier, out. Caitlin Clark, out. No Caitlin Clark for the playoffs? And that doesn't wake up the commissioner?
The fallout escalated when her comments were framed as a declaration, a shot across the bow to the WNBA commissioner on the eve of the finals. League officials quickly hinted at fines and disciplinary measures.
This was a declaration of, a shot across the bow, let's put it that way, from Napheesa Collier to the commissioner of the WNBA right before the WNBA finals begin. And we'll see where, what the fine winds up being, because that's been the reaction from the league is, you said this, pay us this.
Analysts warned that Engelbert had no escape route, bluntly stating, she's either fired, she walks away, or there's no season. Collier's revelation of Engelbert's private words about Caitlin Clark was seen as both humiliating and impossible to dismiss.
Like, this is one of the craziest things. Like, this is actually one of those things where it's like, there's no coming back, she's going to be fired. Like, she's either fired, she walks away, or there's no season. Like, it's as simple as that. There is no way. Someone said major feeling, that's because CC already gave Fees permission. Yeah. To torch the house. Fee mentioned Caitlin, Paige, and Angel, but went into specifics on what Cathy said about Caitlin in particular. I think the reason for that is is that Cathy hates Kate. Cathy doesn't like Caitlin because nobody's ever credited Angel Reese with growing the WNBA.
Observers remark that Collier's fiery comments carried the weight of a farewell, almost as if she was finished with the WNBA. Her sharp criticism of Engelbert struck many as a signal that she was ready to pivot toward building her own league, a belief only strengthened by her suspension.
I don't know, guys. I feel like this is just a sign that Napheesa Collier is done. Like, she's literally done. When I say done, it's like, specifically as women, like, when you burn that bridge, when, the relationship has died or the friendship has died, you begin to, become like a chatty patty. You telling all the business, you spilling all the tea to whoever will listen about that person that you didn't already, y'all didn't fell out. Okay, clearly, Napheesa Collier has fallen out of love with the WNBA. Clearly, Napheesa Collier has fallen out with the Cathy Engelberts, but more specifically, the refereeing and the officiating of the WNBA games.
Commentators argued the league's leadership was delusional, noting Engelbert's unwillingness to confront officiating issues or defend stars like Caitlin Clark. Collier's words quickly became a rallying cry, and the suspension looked less like discipline and more like an attempt to silence uncomfortable truths.
At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs.
Look, man, if that statement right there does not display the level of delusion that Cathy Engelbert is, demonstrating.
Analysts warned that by openly embarrassing Engelbert, Collier had unleashed a wave of scrutiny. Fans and media alike began questioning whether Engelbert could even hold on to her role as commissioner. To many, the suspension reeked of retaliation and revealed Engelbert's own fragility.
The lack of accountability. Like I stated, man, there were no suspensions out of all the nonsense I posted on the channel, showing the fights, the hair pulling, the eye gouging, the eye scraping, all the nonsense that was going on, fam. Right? No suspension.
At the Unrivaled event this past February, Collier confronted Commissioner Cathy Engelbert about officiating. Engelbert's shocking reply, according to Collier, was, only the losers complain about the refs.
At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
Collier also revealed that Engelbert brushed off player pay concerns, reportedly saying, Caitlin should be grateful she makes millions off the court, because without the WNBA, she wouldn't make anything. The remark stunned fans, given Clark had already secured huge NIL and endorsement deals before ever stepping foot in the league.
The league should be on its knees thanking Caitlin Clark. So for Engelbert, if she did indeed say that, to have that tact is just so misguided. and shows, this is going to be a big conflict. And, how you take it. Here are the statements from Napheesa Collier as she sat down at the podium. I'll play you a portion of what she had to say.
Collier argued the real threat to the WNBA isn't ratings or revenue, but the lack of accountability from the league office. She said inconsistent officiating is eroding the integrity of the sport, while league leadership punishes players with fines instead of addressing deeper issues.
She literally had to take a lesser shoe deal to join the WNBA. Like, her shoe deal with Nike was going to be significantly less had she joined the WNBA than if she had stayed for a fifth year in college. They wanted her in Iowa. They did not trust the WNBA. They didn't want her in the WNBA. Let's not forget, almost all the NIL deals that Caitlin Clark has.
In perhaps the most alarming claim, Collier quoted Engelbert as saying, "Players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them." To many, it highlighted Engelbert's arrogance and dismissive stance toward the very stars, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Buckers, who are fueling the WNBA's surge in popularity.
Players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them.
Okay, like, she literally is just letting it all guys, I'm terrified, okay? I like that, the players are becoming more comfortable with speaking up and against the officiating. The referees are very almost crooked. Let's be honest, in the WNBA, it's very, very biased towards certain teams, towards certain players. And Napheesa Collier is just like not holding back, okay? The girls is fighting. She didn't call out Cathy Engelbert, her boss, okay?
In response to those remarks, the host ripped into Engelbert, saying she was living in another world and unfit to run this league. He stressed that Caitlin Clark was already a superstar before joining the WNBA, making Engelbert's suggestion that she owed everything to the league all the more embarrassing.
Cathy Engelbert act like it's her that basically did this, not the players in the league, not Caitlin Clark, who she apparently said should be thankful that the WNBA exists or else she wouldn't have her sponsorships. Caitlin Clark was lit before she stepped foot in the league. Unbelievable. And for her to say things like only the losers cry about the officiating when a WNBA championship was literally stolen from a team last year, when we've seen the overt physical play lead to injuries and on-court conflict and general confusion from the average fan.
Analysts cautioned that Collier's comments might signal the beginning of the end for Engelbert's tenure. They noted that by bringing Engelbert's remarks about Caitlin Clark into the open, Collier had ignited a wave of backlash that could alter the trajectory of the WNBA.
Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. In that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us. The league believes it succeeds despite its players, not because of them.
Collier revealed that Engelbert told her, "Only losers complain about the refs." She added that Engelbert insisted Caitlin Clark should feel indebted to the WNBA for her endorsement deals, overlooking the reality that Clark's brand was already larger than the league itself before she ever joined.
Told her, quote, only losers complain about the refs. She just called all you fans losers. All these players that spoke out, losers. What are you doing now? Your coaches, what are you doing? Your two as high-profile coaches in the entire league cooked you. One of your top 3 players just openly, vividly cooked you. Collier said Engelbert told her that Caitlin Clark should be grateful for the WNBA because the league is responsible for her sponsorship deals.
Collier revealed that during a conversation with Engelbert, she was told, "Only losers complain about the refs," and that Caitlin Clark should be thankful for her off-court earnings because without the WNBA platform, she'd have nothing. The remark stunned fans and underscored Engelbert's dismissive view of Clark's impact.
You think no other platform would want Clark? Are you fucking retarded? Cathy, you're making it seem like the WNBA did Caitlin Clark a favor. Are you that stupid? Are you that dumb? You don't get it? Caitlin Clark brought her fan base to the WNBA, and now people are watching. Let's be serious. but 4 games had about 7 people in it.
Notably, Engelbert never denied Collier's claims. Rather than directly addressing the accusations, she simply stated she was pro-player. To many, her refusal to refute the comments came across as confirmation, reinforcing the perception that Engelbert had disrespected Clark, a move seen as damaging to the league's image.
We're paraphrasing that, but it's heavily implied. She has heavily implied that Caitlin's nothing without her. And that should be, in my opinion, that line is a firing offense. And by the way, Cathy Engelbert did not deny it. People are like, oh, Cathy Engelbert's refuted the claims. She denied nothing. Cathy Engelbert denied nothing. Like when she basically said, oh, I'm pro player. That's all she said. She did not deny one word of what Napheesa Collier said.
Observers pointed out that Engelbert never directly denied Collier's allegations. Instead, she expressed disappointment over how their conversation was portrayed, but avoided explicitly refuting that she made the remarks about Clark. That response only intensified criticism, with many accusing the commissioner of sidestepping accountability.
But what else have you really done to change things? You know, I necessarily didn't even pay attention to the WNBA admin on Twitter because of how bad it was last year. Maybe she changed something there. But as far as how this league looks, it looks exactly like how it looked last year. All right, it looked exactly the same, minus the playoff format.
Reports also hinted that people within the WNBA were already aware of Engelbert's dislike for Caitlin Clark. Some even claimed there was a behind-the-scenes effort to undermine her, and Collier's explosive exit interview was the first time that alleged agenda was dragged into the public spotlight.
People had already known that allegedly there was a hidden agenda to attack Caitlin Clark, and now with Napheesa Collier spilling the beans on an exit interview that had nothing to do with Caitlin, that means Napheesa Collier is part of the UConn blue bloodline, right?
She didn't hold back. Napheesa Collier absolutely torched Cathy Engelbert. It was a direct shot at the commissioner, a public declaration that cannot be ignored. The message was clear. Either Engelbert is fired, she steps down, or the league itself is at risk. That's how high the stakes have become.
She did not hold back. She just crushed Cathy Engelbert into dust.
This was a declaration of, a shot across the bow. Let's put it that way. From Napheesa Collier to the commissioner of the WNBA right before the WNBA finals.
Like, this is one of the craziest things. Like, this is actually one of those things where it's like, there's no coming back. She's going to be fired.
Collier ripped the lid off everything, exposing the broken leadership at the very top. Engelbert has been nothing short of a disgrace, and Collier just turned up the heat for everyone to see. This moment could mark the beginning of the end for Engelbert's reign. Collier made sure of it, and it all circles back to Caitlin Clark.
Okay, so she already completely blasted Cathy Engelbert. Okay, she didn't tell the business. She's talking about things that she had private conversations with Cathy Engelbert about, and she just made that public.
At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league.
The fight for women's basketball is only getting started, and Collier's words could be a game changer. Stay tuned for what's coming next, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay ahead of the story.